With me tonight, I'm Patrick King. I'm the writer of 6d6 Lovecraft, and with me tonight are Chris Tregenza, the creator of 6d6 Lovecraft, and Jay Foster, who is the one of the writers of 6d6 Hellenic. So tonight we're going to be playing a little game, which is I've designed to kind of test out the stress and trauma mechanics of this game. There's not going to be a lot of combat, nothing particularly woodly. But you know, just a bit of playing about with tension and kind of how it affects player characters. So, do you guys want to just introduce your characters and who they are and what they do? Chris?
Yes, I'm playing Wilson Hampstead, a genius student with a flair for science. Wilson finds the confines of student life beneath him. Dabbling in criminal activity held a brief distraction, but recently Wilson has started reading some very odd books. In fact, some very famous books, because apparently my character has the Necronomicon as a piece of character equipment. So he's really been messing around with stuff. Otherwise, you know, I'm a young man, a student, you know, cultist, thief. Yeah, that's sort of usual sort of things, and I've been dabbling in all sorts of knowledge, and I have a nice mix of skills and things, and I'm quite selfish, quite ambitious, so yeah, probably a complete arsehole, I think, to be honest.
I didn't picture him as being a particularly nice guy when I wrote him, I have to say. Okay, Jay, who are you playing tonight?
I'm playing Aurora Valentine. Aurora is a student of investigative journalism. She's probably only at best 19, 20 years old, short at only 5 foot. She's the classic plucky gal from the 1950s who's beginning to get her eyes on, beginning to get her mind around the idea of women's rights and the burgeoning idea of feminism and the like.
Very good. I should point out to anyone watching, one of the key things with 6d6 Lovecraft is the setting is very much the setting of the 1920s. We made a good kind of attempt not to sugarcoat anything. So any kind of apparent, let's just say, archaic attitudes are not those of us, the players. They are attitudes of the 1920s. Yeah. Right. So we'll start with Jay then tonight, because I'll say your characters have not quite met yet, and we'll do the meeting as part of the game. So, Jay, Aurora Valentine, you have recently heard from some of your colleagues at the newspaper that there have been a few. Quite an interesting bit of not exactly scandal, but certainly intrigue going on at the Miskatonic University. It turns out that the medical department there are actually missing a few cadavers, and nobody can really account for where they've gone. The journalists who looked into it wrote a kind of a very short kind of piece and sort of let it go, but you think there's probably more to the story.
Gosh, indeed. Okay, and with that, I'm going to. Does the newspaper I'm interning at, have an archive at all?
It does have an archive, yes.
Yeah, paper one, wouldn't it?
The Miskatonic Times, yeah, it would be a paper archive. It wouldn't be a computer archive in 1920.
Yeah. No, sorry, my apologies. I'm just trying to think if it's worthwhile me dipping into that and trying to see if I can find anything of use in that archive before I immediately head off. I think I probably will, actually. No, let's have a look at this character. Act first. She's a more talky person, so I'm going to head to the university.
Okay.
I'm not going to bother an actor. I'm just going to try and I can just head straight there.
You arrive at the gates of the university in the late afternoon, and it seems that students are just coming out of their studies. As you approach the gate, the kind of security guard there gives you a quick look up and down and just and approaches you. He says, "Can I help you, miss?"
Okay, just a sec. Why, yes, my good friend. I wonder if you could. I wonder if you could direct me to the morgue.
What business do you have there?
I'm meeting one of the professors for a lecture. Blatant lies.
Okay, I'm gonna have you roll for that. Um,
Yep. Okay, I'm going to go with persuade.
yeah.
Small talk, because I'm basically dancing around him by adding lots of extra additional words on top of what I'm doing. I'm going to add body language so I can adjust what I'm saying to meet what his responsive is. And I'm going to use my wit. Oh, no, actually, ooh, let's have a look. Ambitious, self-confidence. My self-confidence to exude into my tone of voice to make it sound more convincing than what I'm doing. I'm also going to throw in journalist as one of my statics.
Right. Well, the guard is a mook, so I don't actually think he can beat you on that roll.
Okay, so 5d6 plus 1 all up.
Oh,
5d6
that is
plus, yeah, 5d6.
possible if you get all ones. So let's roll for that.
5d6 plus 2, in fact. 25.
It hasn't come up with a number for me. It's just given me a picture of a dice.
You'd
That's
roll the fudge dice, that's why.
the push dice. Sorry. There he got a 1. So yeah, that's he immediately believes you and goes, well, I don't see any reason not to show you the way into our institute, miss. You'll find the morgue is just behind the buildings there on the right. The building's marked biology and science.
Well, thank you, good sir. It's a shame there aren't more men like you in this world. And with that, she heads on at a gentle pace, tottering. I mean, she's wearing flats. She's not wearing heels. That's the activist thing kicking in. And then she heads off for the morgue.
Okay. Chris, you've just gotten out of a very, well, to be fair, it was actually quite a complex lecture, but you found it a bit beneath you. It was kind of in a lecture in low-end quantum mathematics, and you know all that. So you're leaving your thingy among the throng of the other male students when you see something you probably weren't expecting to see, which is you can see a woman quite smartly dressed walking towards the science building, actually coming in your direction as you're coming out. She's weaving away through the students, but she sort of looks like she's a woman on a mission, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh. Is this like a male-only campus then?
Yeah, well, it's the 20s.
Certainly, you would be very surprised to see me heading towards the science building.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, I was just looking to see whether I've got any style or anything like that. No, I haven't. So I'm going to sort of just like casually lean against the wall, flick through a notebook, and then when she walks past, I'm going to follow her in a very sort of like creepy sort of way, because I don't appear to have any social skill, and I don't think this is going to be a very sociable character.
I'll make a note of that. I can persuade you to do anything I want you to.
Memories of my teenage self coming back there. Anyway, yes, you're going to follow at a discreet distance because you can't pick up the courage to say anything. Very well. Okay, Jay, you reach the doors to the science building. They are marked science building very clearly and plainly in that kind of that very university lettering that you get. It's very functional. When you try the door, you actually find it's locked. It looks like since lectures have ended, somebody's locked up the facility.
Balls. Okay. What's immediately around me?
There's a few. Do you have any? Let me just check your attributes. Do you have anything like sense-wise, notice-wise, anything like that?
I've got 2 searches.
You could make a roll to just check your surroundings. If you've got anything you can use that for.
I'm outside, aren't I?
You're outside, yes. There are students around everywhere. Well, like a draggle of them. They're sort of heading off down the pub or wherever it is students go.
All right. I do a quick circuit of the building to look for other entrances, including open windows.
Yeah, there are quite a few windows on this building, and yeah, one or two of them are open. There's also the loading bay for the morgue at the other end, where the ambulances sort of bring the.
Yeah, is that open?
It is actually slightly open. It's just open just a crack, but you yeah.
Okay. I walk up to it and using 1d6 plus 2's worth of brawn, try to see if I can open a little more.
Okay, alright, it's a big kind of metal corrugated iron door, so I'm going to give that 2d6 resistance. And roll. 8.
Beats my 6, I'm afraid.
You can't, you can't lift the door.
Okay, is there anyone else around?
Not to mention that.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chris, are you attempting to be stealthy, or are you just brazenly following?
I've got stealth and silence and things like that, so I think we're following, especially as she started walking around the building, and now that I'm sort of like leaning around the corner watching her trying to force open the door, I'll sort of like step out and sort of stride blatantly towards you and say, do you need some help with that?
All right. After jumping a little bit because she didn't know you were there, she goes, "Oh my good sir, you went and gone undisturbed my good humour with your sudden appearance. Right, though it is indeed fortunate that you have arrived. Would you be so kind as to help me get in this door? I'm very late for an important meeting. For an important meeting, and you're going to get a full 5d6 plus 2's worth of persuade at you."
Right. Okay. This is something, Pat, you'll need to adjudicate because it goes into that grey area of character on character and forcing people to do things. And generally, we say, role play in that situation is better than dice mechanics, and even dice mechanics need.
I'd agree with that. There, it's not a magical effect. It's not. There's no kind of. Well, it is coercion, but yeah, it's character coercion. So yeah, I would say no. No rolls. However, taking into account the sheer number of dice that Jay got up there, you might want to take that into account when you make your decision.
Oh yeah. There was no doubt about this. I'm sort of gone. Oh, she's talking to me.
I have no free resists versus my gentle southern charms.
I've got a bit of wit.
You've always relied on the kindness of strangers.
Yeah. No problem, Miss. I'm Wilson, by the way.
Hello, my name is Aurora Valentine. I work for the what's the name of the paper?
It's the Miskatonic Times.
Yeah.
Or actually, the Miskatonic Times. Also.
You're a journalist?
I am indeed.
Oh. I was only joking. So tell me, what important meeting does a journalist have in the science block after it's been shut up for the day?
Okay, let me think that one through. It's really hard trying to think and do the accent at the same time. What important meeting does she have? Well, all right. Basically, okay. Right. I'm just going to go for the charm offensive in this case. Well, actually, my good sir, I must affirm that my important meeting is more with the building itself rather than with the people in it. You see, I've heard this curious rumor about things going missing, and my curiosity was piqued. And I kind of think it's just for not just an important that people know the truth. It's important that people know the truth and should be aware of anything that's suspicious that's going wrong. I mean, don't you think people should know the truth about what's going on in this building, sir?
What's missing? Because, if it's paper clips, then really I don't think people care.
I'm afraid it's something damn sight more important than paper clips. Oh, excuse me. In my anger, I appear to have sworn. Do forgive me. No, what's gone missing, sir, is corpses, the bodies of good, honest, deceased citizens of this city who've courageously given their bodies over to medical science so that fine focus yourself can improve the medical lot of humanity.
Ah, that's rather strange. I mean, why would someone take a body, do you believe?
I have no idea, which is why, my good sir, I am investigating, and I would be particularly grateful if you could help me with this investigation. You seem like a man of good intelligence. Tell me, what are you doing here on campus?
Just a moment, Pat. I just want to make sure that it's not me who's stealing the bodies, is it?
No, that would be dark. That would be a twist. No, it is not you who's stealing the bodies. No.
Yeah, I thought I better check because this is not beyond the realms of my character.
Oh no, you're right now. Think about it. I was like, yeah, yeah. No, it's not you.
I am a student here. Well, you know, I'm officially a student, though. To be honest, I'm not learning much. There's not much these people can teach me.
Well, I've always found myself highly in favour and always looking forward to working well with a man of distinction and taste and intelligence. You can always tell a good quality of a human being by how well read they are.
Oh, well, I've
She is
widely read. I've read many books. Yes. Yeah, let's step inside, shall we? So, Pat, I want to sort of get the door open. It's actually ajar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like they put down the mechanical kind of door, but it's not actually closed all the way. It's been left about a foot open.
Well, I've got some manual dexterity and a bit of thiefiness, which I could throw in, and the sleight of hand is not really going to come into play. So, and cunning, I don't know, probably not on a door. Can't out-cunn a door. So yes, thief and manual dexterity for 2d6 plus 1. Good.
Yeah, good with that.
And plus 1, so that makes me 8.
Yeah, it's only a foot, so I don't think. Yeah, even if I got 6, which I did, it's not gonna stop that. So yeah, you clamber.
I sort of stick my arm under and find the catch and sort of roll the door up.
Yeah, it doesn't take you very long at all to get in there. Beyond,
Yeah.
Sorry.
After you, Miss Aurora.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Okay, you can see the loading area of the science block is. The lights are all out in there. It's cast into darkness as the kind of fading light of day from the opening door goes in there. You see a couple of undisturbed gurneys just sitting there with with blankets over them. The long ramp leading down into the loading bay, and the kind of red light that you get above the doors there to just let you know that they're there in the dark, kind of thing.
Okay, I fish around in my handbag and bring out a torch that, well, you really wouldn't think it was the kind of thing that a good society young lady would carry around. It's heavy, and if you get the impression that if she decided to hurt you with it, it would work quite well as a club. Quite how she fitted it in her little dainty handbag, you're not really sure. And proceeds to turn it on.
That's a big one.
Yes. Always helps to be prepared for any situation, my good sir. Now, Mr. Hampstead, if you would be so kind as to lead on.
Yeah, so where exactly are we going?
Well, the morgue, of course.
Oh, okay. I don't normally take young ladies to the morgue on the first time I meet them.
Well,
I'd save that one for this.
Just shows you, my good sir, how much of an adventure you're going to have with me.
There's no answer to that. I'll probably blush. Okay, I also lead the way. and yeah, you head down towards the morgue.
Okay. I follow, illuminating with my torch as we go.
It's sorry, I just checked the stress thing, and it actually says uh, one of the examples given for a horrific situation is discovering the hospital is full of dead bodies. And surely that's what's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, you go through the red door is again. The door with the red light on it is again locked. Did you close the loading bay, or are you leaving it open?
Oh, I'll close it behind the same way as same it was left. Actually, probably not quite as shut, so we can get out quickly.
Okay. In case you get found by the night warden.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, you. Yeah, the door is again locked. However, I'm going to say that Chris's character, being in the science on the science course himself, and being probably quite well respected by his professors, actually has a key to this building. So.
Okay. Well, I was going to say I'll use my lockpicks, but as I've got a key, I will use my key. So yeah, click.
Yeah. The entire time we're walking, Aurora is incessantly talking
Okay.
about the weather, about the last case she was on. She just keeps up a gentle patter of small talk the entire time.
Okay, I sort of tune that out.
Yeah, that's the idea. She's talking so that you're not thinking.
Okay.
Oh, I'm thinking, just not about what you're saying.
Yeah. You You step through the door into the corridor beyond. Now, it looks like the lights have been turned off in this particular corridor. As I said already, the sun was already going down outside, and anyway, there aren't really any windows in the corridor itself, so it's actually quite dark in here.
Well, please put the lights on.
And if you go for the switch.
Yeah, go for the switch.
Okay.
I know where it is.
Yep. Yes, you would. The lights blink on with that kind of halogeny, very early electric light buzz that you kind of get, and you can see the corridor ahead of you. It's decorated in that very hospital green with the kind of white stripe above it, and just leads off down into the hospital. Ahead of you, you can actually hear what sounds like somebody walking around, like feet.
Okay, we carry on towards the morgue.
Yeah, I'll say, hang on, I know this bit of the science block. If there's someone walking around, doesn't that mean they're walking around in the dark? Or they were until we turned the light off?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, they could be in a lit room ahead, or yeah, they could have been walking around in the dark. If you can hear them from here, you've got they must be in a connecting room to you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, we'll carry on. Who else would be likely to be here at this time of night or this time of day?
Potentially night wardens, maybe a late professor, or if one of the kind of not what's the word, graduate students is working on a thesis. They might be staying up late. There's all kinds of reasons. But
okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
Carry on to the morgue.
We walk on.
Okay, you continue to walk down the corridor. To either side of you, there are doors, which are most of them lead into anatomy rooms. When you look through the windows, you can see.
What's an anatomy room?
Anatomy, like classrooms where they've got like dissection tables and things like that up for corpses.
Yep.
Yeah. And forwards and down into a section of the room which is already lit. As you turn the corner, you can see the entrance to the morgue just a way off. There is a night watchman actually sitting on a chair outside the door.
of the morgue.
Yeah.
Do I
Okay.
know this chap at all? You know, have I seen him? You know, I've spoken to him as doing my studency sort of stuff.
Yeah, you're vaguely aware of him as one of the night wardens. You don't really know his name, though. You know, the servants don't socialise with students, kind of thing.
Okay, well, I'm just going to sort of like wave to him and boldly walk on past. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I follow. Does he react as we try to go past him?
You'd have to make a kind of a bluster roll to look like you should be here, kind of thing. So if you do that.
Okay. As I go past him, I
That's so
natter
good as
at.
well. So, sorry?
Yeah, as I go past him, I'm talking to Wilson, basically saying along the lines of that I can't believe he left his notebook in the morgue and that he's delaying our date to go and get it.
Yeah. I'm going to, as I sort of walk past, I've got my student path and I've got wit, a clever sense of humour.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make some amusing comment along the lines of, you know, sort of typical student thing, exactly the sort of thing a student would say when they're sort of returning to a lab late at night, you know, having forgotten something. But I'm going to say it in a witty and amusing manner.
Can mooks prepare?
Well, the thing about it, while this character is a mook, if it was combat things, you could decide how difficult it is. You can say, well, you know, it's going to be a 3d6 challenge because he's on the ball, or 1d6 because he's drunk. You know, don't limit yourself just to, you know, thinking mook at d6, whatever.
Yeah, I'll say he's got 3d6 then, because he knows quite clearly what his job is, and he knows that a student really shouldn't be here without a pass. So, so he's going to roll 3d6. He gets, wow, he gets 5. So beat 5.
Okay, I've got 2d6 straight, I think. Oh, I just lost my page. D6. Yep, d6. Yeah. You go
16.
7.
15.
16.
16. Okay, so there's no automatic stress, and yeah, the guard simply kind of looks up as you pass and kind of just gives you a kind of hello. Are you heading straight, or are you going to do the searching combat?
No, we're going to go straight to the morgue, you know.
Yep.
Right. The lights are off in the morgue, and you can see in the darkness. You can see the corpses there under the sheets. You know, you can see the white shapes of the sheets. It's kind of dark. Well, sorry, it's very dark. The lights are off. There's no windows, and yeah, it's just a big empty room full of dead bodies.
Okay. Is there a light switch?
There is a light switch. Yes.
I switched the light switch.
Okay. The once again the kind of electric halogen lights come on, illuminating the room slightly, and you can see that there are 5 bodies on the tables. With the kind of things over them, and there's a batch of these big kind of corpse freezers at the back.
Cool. Is there a manifest?
There is a manifest, yes.
Okay, I read over the manifest. How many corpses should be in the room at the moment?
Well, none at the moment. They should all be in the freezers. There's no reason for corpses to be outside of operating hours.
Okay, so step number 1. My dear Wilson, or my dear Mr. Hampstead, why are these corpses out? I thought they should have been away after lectures.
Yeah, that makes sense. Biology isn't my field. I'll pull one of the sheets back. I don't know, and say, let's ask them. And pull one of the sheets back.
Right. Even though you are a student, yeah, the body, you pull the sheet back from the body, and you can see this body's actually well, it's been left out all day. It's looking a bit right, a bit fresh. The skin has kind of sallowed away, the big kind of bulgy eyes. I'm gonna have to ask you both to make rolls to kind of resist stress when you see this horrible sight laid out before
Okay,
you.
I'm invoking my courage as a free resist.
Okay.
I'm also going to bring in my self-confidence.
Hmm.
And
Finding
let's
a
see,
body you
courage,
were expecting
confidence.
is not a massive kind of thing. So 2d6 on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to. I think I come back to using my wit. I don't think I've really got a lot else. Yeah, because while I've got things like occultism stuff, I don't think that actually, learning about occult doesn't naturally mean you are used to looking at corpses or anything, and nothing else seems to fit. So yeah, I'm going to rely on the fact I'm making a joke of it, and it's incredibly amusing.
That's a free resist for you, anyway, isn't it? Wit.
It is, yes.
Yeah. So you've got to beat 7.
Oh, well, yeah, that's going to happen, isn't it? Oh my d6.
That's
8.
that's a horror roll, so I need to actually find. You got 8. You're all right.
8.
Oh no, wait. You get a single point of stress for a horror roll, so I'll just mark that down.
Thank you.
Aurora has 1 point of stress. It's basically determined on how kind of thing the situation is. So basically, like if you'd failed to talk to the security guard because you were somewhere where you shouldn't be and you knew you were somewhere where you shouldn't be, you'd have gotten a point of stress there, but you didn't because you succeeded. In this situation, because it's something that's actually kind of really nasty, you get a point of stress automatically, or you get more depending on what goes on. So what did you get, Chris?
I got 6.
Right, so you
Not
lost,
bad on a d6.
which means that you get 2 points because you get 1 automatically anyway, and 1 because of the difference. Do you understand that?
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. So neither of you is actually thinking. Okay, so yeah, it's definitely a dead body. It's probably well, I wouldn't say it's the deadest body you've ever seen, but it's as dead as any other dead body you've ever seen. Jay, it might be the deadest body you've ever seen.
Okay.
Actually, you're not medicine, are you, Chris? You're
I'm science and mathematics and things like that. So yeah, I mean,
very often.
apart from I saw my mother's body when she died. I was age 10.
Yeah.
It was that experience made me such a charming person I am today. Yeah, so yeah, I'll flick it back. Joke, flick it. It's a dead body. There's nothing of interest there, and I'll flick it back. Yeah, we better be quick. I don't think our story's going to hold very long with Mr. Nightguard out there.
Okay, so the manifest says the bodies shouldn't be out, so that immediately means that someone is trying to do something this evening. So yeah, since these bodies shouldn't be out, it's kind of suspicious, Mr. Hampstead. It does kind of imply that someone is trying to, I don't know, make away with these this evening. Any ideas on what we could do?
No, I mean, personally, I suspect it's just incompetence. Have you seen the people who run this university? Leaving bodies out is exactly the sort of thing I expect them to do. I mean, they're just idiots. Well, I mean, we'll tell the guard of a way out. I mean, I'm sure he knows what to do. I mean, it's hardly our problem, is it? I mean, it's all well and good coming up a poke at some corpses and pleasant company like your own, but, I mean, they're definitely here. They're not missing, are they?
No, sir, but my fear is that they're about to become missing. I think we should do something about this. Well, if nothing else, just wait there a sec. And she wanders over to one of the corners of the room, gets a chair out, stands on top of the chair, gets her camera out, and takes a picture of the corpses out in the morgue. Of course, there is a bit of a flash.
I will get. I should work out what she's doing. I shall step out of the field of view.
Probably a good idea, yeah. I was just thinking that. Good way to lose your... Lose your enrollment. Okay, so you take a picture of the room.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Your flash goes
Okay.
off.
And with that, we should probably go and inform the night watchman that there are a load of bodies out. Does the manifest, Pat, say who signed off?
Yes, it's a Professor Cornelius Harvester.
Okay.
What? I'm bad at names. Shut up.
Mr. Hampton, sir, do you recognise this name of this professor?
I don't know, do I?
Mate, do you know?
I've got nothing particular. I'll be throwing a D6 a student at it.
Yeah, no, you've heard the name. You think he was a new professor. You're vaguely aware that people started talking about a Professor Harvester maybe a month ago or so. Some of your friends in the medical students.
Well, we can.
Sorry, I was going to say some of them said he was a little bit spooky.
Yeah. Bloody children, these around here thinks everything's scary. They truly do not know the dark arts like I do. Yeah, well, I mean, Miss Aurora, there is the. We could always drop by the professor's office and leave him a note or something along those lines, as well as obviously telling the night watchman.
As you're discussing, you hear the sound of somebody unlocking the door.
But it is unlocked.
We just walked in.
Oh yes, you did. Yes, sorry. You hear this. You hear the sound of somebody approaching the door then from the corridor.
Oh, we better pretend we're about to leave then. So,
Is there anywhere we can hide?
You could hide under one of the gurneys, or you could try and climb in one of the lockers, or you could hide behind.
Why? We don't need to hide. No. We've got permission to be here. So I'll grab her by the arm and sort of like marking towards the door, and so timing it so our hand, we pull the door open just as the footsteps on the other side reach it.
Okay. Let me just find. Where are you? Nope, wrong book. Okay, so you open the door, and on the other side is quite a surprised looking man. Very big, quite heavy set, wearing a lab coat. Thank you. He's holding a briefcase in his hand, like a medical briefcase. And just on seeing you, he just goes, "Excuse me, what are you doing here?"
Oh, sorry, I left my book here earlier. I have some textbooks down on my character sheet. I'll just wave one of them. And so, excuse me, we're just going, oh, yeah, is this your morgue? Because just seemed odd the bodies were still out overnight.
Yes, it is my morgue. I don't remember you being on my course. Who's your professor?
It is, I'll name my real professor, why not? Yeah. If he knew, he won't know any better, will he? He won't know it's mathematics or whatever.
Okay, I'm going to make a roll to see if he does know whether that's mathematics or whatever. So that would be memory, alert, I guess, and medicine. No.
Well, it's not going to help him much, is it? Because he's a mathematics professor.
Just memory and alert, I think. So.
Is alert really going to help him? Be paying attention to what's going around. I'm telling him, clearly and distinctly. It's not like he has to spot it.
Just memory to see if he. 2. No, he kind of waves it off. He says, "Well, tell your professor that he shouldn't really be holding lectures in this morgue. This is my morgue. If things are left out of order, there can be consequences, and I'm sure you understand."
Yeah, it's like bodies decomposing. And I'll sort of grab Aurora and sort of drag her off.
Okay. Yep.
Oh, as I do that, I want to sort of grab her and sort of like, I presume it's sort of we were standing in the doorway and just sort of like bump into. I want to arrange it so I bump into him because I want to pick his pocket. I want his wallet.
Okay. Make a picking pockets roll then.
Okay, I've got thief.
He gets on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thief, manual dexterity, cunning. Three plus two, and I've got sleight of hand. 4 plus 2. Have I got any spare? Oh, I've got a spare bit of dynamic potential, so I want to use Aurora here as a piece of equipment. So I'm positioning so it bumped into her, using it as though she becomes sort of like, a distraction.
Okay, I'm not going to resist that.
Going to use alert, manual dexterity. I don't really have anything else. Dirty fighting? Try and pick my
Not
pocket.
really.
No, okay. So he makes a roll. 8.
Considerably more than 8.
Yeah.
10, 16, 18, 20 in total.
Okay, you pick his pocket.
Okay, yeah, I was specifically after his wallet. That's what I'm sort of after.
I got that.
And I was sort of like, go, just walk around the corner, have a quick flick to see who it is. We've got some driver's license or some sort of ID in his wallet.
Yep, there is a driver's license in his wallet, and it is a license to Dr. Cornelius Harvester. There is also a few kind of photographs, like small photographs, like they've been developed to be small photographs, which are mainly of like states of decomposition. It's a strange thing for someone to have in their wallet. And
that's damn creepy. Are we looking at this guy's wallet while we stood in the doorway with him?
No. You walked off around the corner, and a piece of paper, like a receipt-sized piece of paper with a series of telephone exchange numbers on it, because obviously you'd use an operator back then, not a dial.
Obviously, I'll show all of this. You want to make a note of those numbers? I'm going to hand the wallet back to the watchman.
Tell them it got dropped. Yeah.
Yeah. So once Aurora's made a note of the numbers, and I'm sure there's nothing else of interest in wallet. Yeah, walk on back to where the night watchman and say, thanks.
Okay.
Oh, I found this wallet lying around. I'm guessing it doesn't belong to the dead guys. So
as you turn the corner, you spot that Cornelius has come back out of the morgue and is talking to the guard. You can't hear quite what they're saying, but the guard gets up to leave, and Cornelius actually reaches into his pocket as if he's going to get something out. He stops, gives it a bit of a pat, and just kind of looks up and down looks kind of around the corridor. The guard's sort of crossing his hands as if he's waiting for something.
Oh, have we gone down to a side corridor so they haven't noticed us, or?
Yeah, just kind of as you just lean the corner, you just saw him there. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to sort of like just drop the wallet where it here, or carefully put it down. We don't want to distract anyone's attention. And then we should move away from here, Aurora. I don't think there's we don't.
Oh, I think you're right there, my good sir. I don't think there's any reason for us to linger any longer. I think we found our suspicious party. Party. I went Irish. That did. We found our suspicious party.
Okay, so if you're Just make some kind of sneaky rolls to determine.
Oh dear.
As...
Yeah, but we're not sneaky.
Oh
They haven't
yes,
already noticed, so we just
kind
need to
of
sort of
moving away.
walk casually off. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you keeping an ear out, or are you just walking off?
We're walking off, taking a route which should keep us away from the guard and things like that, and back to the entrance where we came in.
Okay, so you're not keeping an eye on what's going on in the corridor, then you're just leaving.
No,
We are just leaving.
Okay.
I think our cover is gonna be a bit tenuous if we're spotted there holding his wallet.
Yeah, you remove yourselves from the building. Actually, when you get to the front gate, you do find it locked. So the front door.
No, I was going to do the back, the
Oh,
loading
when
bays.
you came in, yeah.
Yeah, the one that he's got a key for.
Right. Well, in that case, you get to the red door. You do find it locked because you locked it when you came in. But when you open the door this time, there is a vehicle in the loading bay, and it's open. There's a guy there, just in a kind of coat and a flat cap, who's kind of just looking at his watch and tapping his foot.
Okay, well, just carry on casually like we're meant to be there.
Yeah, politely acknowledge him and then move on.
Have we got number plates on the cars? Do we?
I don't actually know. I should know that by now.
Yeah, it's an interesting bit
I'll
of-
look it up.
Yeah. Well, we will take note of pertinent details of the vehicle. I'm guessing it's a hearse of some variety, or at least a truck.
Yeah, it is a van. It's a van, yeah.
Yeah.
But like almost like a grocery van.
hmm
The guy driving it, the guy who's standing by it, does not look like a grocer, however, and is not in any position you'd expect to find a grocer in.
Well, hanging around morgues. Yeah, I think walk past, go around the corner, and then we're going to hang around, I think. Ideally, we want to sit somewhere we can spot to see if things are being carried out of the morgue into the van, because I suspect that's what's going to happen.
Okay. You wait about 10 minutes, and then you hear the sound of the door unlocking, and you just hear a kind of voice going, what's it? It's like, you were there in there a while.
Number plates from 1918.
Well, there you are. And he replies with, "Oh, I dropped my wallet. I didn't have any money for the night watchman." You can't see what he's doing, but you can hear him. You can hear something wheelie being moved around, like a gurney sound.
Okay.
So, go on, Jay.
Yeah, I said okay.
Yeah, so we sort of like poke head round just to have a quick look to make sure it is what we think it is.
Okay. Give me one. Do you just want to make a quick like sneaky roll to pop your head around very quickly without being spotted?
Stealth and cunning?
Stealth and cunning works. He has only alert again. I should have made him a bit better at spotting people, really. Nope. Alert got any pluses?
It pays to be good at this stuff.
Wait, it's +2, so what did you get?
I think it was a 6 and a 4, and I'm on.
Yeah, he only got 6, so he doesn't spot you. His mate can only get a 6, so yeah, you jump around. Yeah, they're loading 2 of the bodies onto the back of the wagon. He says, okay, and he goes back to the door as if he's going back for more.
Are there likely to be any taxis or anything we can hail? Outside the university. Is there likely to be a taxi or something like that?
Yes, I think so. In the trains, I think there are hansom cabs. Let me just check.
Because I'm imagining, Aurora, you don't have a car.
No. No, indeed.
Yeah, they did have taxis in the 1920s, but they looked very funny. So there you are.
Is it clear where, from road out, if we're going to drive out, where they're going to go?
Well, Miskatonic is an inner city university, so there are quite a few different paths to take from it. If you're thinking of trying to kind of head them off at the pass, as it were.
Yeah, well, I want to follow them, but it's sort of. Well, I think we're just going to try and grab a crab as quickly as possible and hope we get lucky. I think, Aurora.
Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. You jump into the cab. Are you just going to wait for them to leave and then head on?
Yeah. It was
Yep. Yeah, the van does come out a good half hour later and just starts driving off up Arkham Hill. I've actually got a map of Arkham somewhere.
Half an hour. How long did it take them to load those bodies? And more to the point, how many bodies have they loaded?
Yeah, quite a few, I suspect.
And they start driving up the hill towards the out of town essentially.
Well,
Okay.
Follow that suspicious vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have they shown any indication that they noticed they're being followed?
Give me a moment. No.
No. Not with a one.
Not with the one, no.
No, fair enough. Okay, we we carry on following them for now.
Okay.
Sort of out of our hands at the moment. It's down to the taxi driver and his skill.
Yeah, it kind of is. Okay, he's going to make another check for the alertness, and another one because of the time you've been going. Right, so that's 6. Driver's trying to be stealth, so yeah, your driver got 12, so he knows what he's doing. Yeah. Okay, they start to drive up the disused road, which leads towards Ipswich, and your driver he said, "Are you sure you want me to drive up here?"
Yes, please. Does he look hesitant?
Well, he doesn't seem too keen to drive up
Right.
a disused kind of old road.
Okay, 5d6 plus 2 to persuade him otherwise, then basically offering him more money. So actually 46, so I can't really use small talk in this case.
Yeah. I don't think he can beat that anyway. What did you get?
17, 19.
That beats 5. Yeah, so you get out of town, and they are driving up towards a location on the hill, which is actually an old manor that was built up there. And they pull into the gate. Now, do you want to continue following them, or are you going to get out and go on foot? Or
We should probably. Does the road goes to the gate? Yes, or does it go past the gate?
It goes up to the gate. Past that point, it's kind of inaccessible. So
Okay. When we see that it stops at that point, signal the taxi to stop. We'll get out and make the rest of our way on foot.
okay.
How dark is it getting?
Very dark. It's getting on for kind of like not 9-10 o'clock now, and it's
What season is it?
winter.
Okay. So there's a lot of snow on the ground then.
Yes, yeah, there is a lot of snow on the ground. Should have been a lot of snow on the road. That should have affected the rolls really, but I didn't really think about that. Anyway, yes. So you're approaching the house. Are you attempting to be sneaky, or are you?
Well, we're going to get out first.
Yep.
Okay, so could you give a description of what the house looks like?
It's a kind of tumble down, old, kind of very early American manor house. So you know the one with the kind of whiteboarding that you get,
Yeah.
like 2 stories, look a bit like the Bates Motel, that kind of look to it.
Okay, fair enough. I think with that in mind, I'm probably going to suggest we try and get closer. So,
Well, I think
Sorry, that
just
was
let's just stop for a moment and think. He's got umpteen bodies to unload. I mean, he's going to be up at the house because he can't be anywhere else. So I suggest we give them half an hour to unload all their stuff and then sneak up. Not because otherwise we're sort of like they'll be out and about while we're trying to sneak up.
yeah, they'll be outside the building while we're trying to get inside through the gate. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, Mr. Hampstead, are you sure you want to continue with this? This is not really your line of work.
I don't know. Someone's stealing corpses. That's curious. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what they're up to. I'm just curious now.
Well, we're all
Sounds more
curious, sir.
interesting.
I can certainly appreciate your help at this time. I don't want to get myself in over my head now, do I?
No, no, no. I don't worry. I will make sure you are not over your head.
Okay. So we basically sit there and stand out there in the cold for half an hour.
Are you close enough to watch the house, or are you staying right on the road?
Oh, we might as
We
well.
could sneak up against the wall, get
Yeah,
out of the wind.
yeah. Just want to make sure that they don't disappear anywhere. Pretty much, that's all we need to do.
All right. Well, you sneak closer. They seem yeah, they're too. They seem too wrapped up in their task to really notice you. So what they're doing is they're taking the bodies off the gurneys and they're dropping them down into the storm drain.
Storm drain.
Not sorry, the storm cellar.
Oh right.
Not storm drain. That's a different thing.
Yep. Okay.
And yeah, they have about 10 bodies all in all.
Okay. Well, this is frankly disturbing. Yeah. Okay. We wait and watch.
Okay. Right. Eventually, when they've got them all down there, the professor just shakes hands with the driver, says something to him that you can't hear from now. The driver starts to drive off, and the professor heads down into the storm cellar and closes the door behind him.
Okay, well, duck out of sight when the van comes past.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Now the coast is clear. The coast is clear. We should investigate this property a damn sight closer. Yeah. And we basically has the driver locked the gate after he's left, or has he just left it open?
He's yeah, he locked it when he left.
Well, gnats.
No, that's not a problem. Getting out my lockpicks.
Mm-hmm.
Why does a good old math student like yourself have a pair of lockpicks?
It's a hobby.
These are strange hobbies, Mr. Hampstead.
Oh, you don't know the least of it.
Backs up slightly, gets the torch out.
Yeah, okay, well, hold that steady, because I've got lockpicks, manual dexterity, thief. It's not a sleight of hand, is it? It's not really cunning either. So, yeah, thief, manual dexterity, lockpicks for 3d6 plus 1.
Okay, the lock is old and rusty, so it only gives 1d6.
It's a dog.
And yeah, it just falls apart in your hands.
Well, clearly the van driver broke it.
Yeah. Okay. So the house is sitting on the hill that you've got a good kind of 100 yards of pure white snow between you and there, however.
Well, we're going to walk up the tracks left by the van.
Hmm.
Cool. I was thinking more about visibility, but then I guess if he's in the basement, you don't need to worry about that, do you? Unless there's someone else in the house.
Yeah, I was thinking we'll turn the torch off because there must be a bit of enough light to see by. Lots of
Yeah.
white snow around, and
Hmm.
we head towards the house.
Okay. Yeah, you head up towards the house, and as you approach, you can see the house is in a bad condition. This is not a place that's been well kept. It has, the gables are kind of sagging. You can see there's dry rot in the wood that's in the wooden that's holding up the walls. There's dry rot in the walls themselves. None of the windows have glass in them. They've all got the kind of shutters are closed, but again they're kind of sagging, and you can see like bits of warped wood in the slats. However, the front door looks almost new and actually has quite an impressive kind of silver lock on it.
Hmm.
That's curious, because I'm sure I could kick down one of those walls, no problem.
Yeah, brand new door in this place kind of implies someone is paying attention to particular aspects of the character of this building.
Don't think it's an aesthetic choice. That's sort of. Should we wander around and see whether there's a back door or a window we can get in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But walking around, you can see all the shutters are closed. You can see the entrance to the storm cellar, which is closed now. You don't know if it's locked. You can see slightly some light kind of creeping through the slats in that. And yeah, there doesn't appear to be a set kind of back door. You can see like where the old back door was, like the spring door, but you can see from here that it's been boarded up from the inside. Like,
Someone doesn't want people to get in.
Not anytime soon. You notice how the man went down to into the storm basement directly rather than using the front door. So clearly, whatever's going on down there is a measure of amount suspicious, given the amount of security they're putting on this quite ramshackle old building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you reckon you could get us through the front door, Chris?
Yeah, it's worth a go. I was thinking the storm cellar. Is it? Presumably it's like the two doors.
yeah, the whole run and hide RTM thing.
Yeah. Has it got like handles?
Hand up from the outside.
Because I'm thinking, is it going to be possible to slip a stout piece of wood between the handles so the storm cellar can't be opened?
You can find a stout piece of wood. It shouldn't be too difficult, no.
Well, can you see a stout piece of wood, Aurora?
I can have a little bit, yes. Do you want me to do it? Yeah, I use double search to see if I can find a decent bit of wood. 6.
You do actually. You have a quick look around the garden. It's the land around it, and you do find what looks like it was a kind of a wood pile. It was covered in snow, which is why you didn't notice it immediately. But yeah, there's a few kind of heavy bits of wood in there. They're wood that's been left out in snow all winter, but it looks sturdy enough to hold the door shut.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that whatever happens, we don't want him coming out unexpectedly, do we? So I'm going to carefully and quietly slip the wood through the handles.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, make a carefully and quietly roll.
Okay, I've got Mandex. Silent, stealth. It's not really sleight of hand, is it?
Yeah, and as before.
And cunning. Cunning appropriate? I'm being quite cunning and buggering him up.
You are being quite cunning, yes. You're being too cunning. I hadn't expected this eventuality.
4d6 plus 2 then.
Okay. Let me just... definitely need more bodies. 5, so no. Yeah, he doesn't notice you. You're right, this guy. Anyway, yeah, he doesn't notice you. Sealing up his storm. So.
Family exit.
Okay, well, okay. Now we'll go and investigate the lock on the door.
Okay. Yeah, the lock on the door looks like it's shiny and new. I mean, it's the 20, so it's still a mortise lock, but it's like silver on the outside. Looks like a full kind of heavy iron construction on the inside.
Okay, well, get to work on it. Lock picks, manual dexterity, thief, and I'm going to concentrate.
Okay. It has a 3d6 resistance. It can't concentrate because it's a lock. But
I've got 4d6 plus 1. Oops. 4d6. Whoa. Oh, how good am I?
that is pretty good. Yeah, you easily jimmy that lock. It creaks open. Immediately on opening it, you can hear the sound of buzzing flies inside, and a horrific smell comes out. It's roll to roll a resistance against stress because it's that kind of it's death. It smells like death in there. You know, something has died. Something or a lot of things have either died in here or been left in here for a long time.
Okay, I'm assuming you want us to make a roll versus stress.
Yes, that's what I. Okay, I'm going to say it is just a smell, so it's only a 2d6.
Well, I'm going to. I sort of open the door and sort of go. Oh, I'm sorry about that. It must be something I ate for dinner. And rely entirely on my wit.
See, the good thing is because you're trying to be funny, that means I can bring mine in. So I can bring 3d6 because I've got my courage as my free resist and my self-confidence and my wit.
I suspect you're going to pull this one off better than I am.
Well, if I throw in ambitious as well, or expressive probably, but yeah, definitely 3d6 plus 3 plus 4. 3d6 plus 4.
Okay, what we're trying to beat, Pat?
6.
15.
Right, Jay, you get 1 point of stress. What did you get?
2.
2. Okay, and I got 6. So Chris gets
5.
5. Yes, you're right. So 7 for him. Aurora is holding her own there. Just. Absolutely fine. His jokes are making you feel fine, but not himself.
yeah. I got halfway through the line and then lost my lunch, I suspect.
Can imagine, yeah.
Oh, God. Seriously, Aurora. I mean, the smell of the place. If you're stealing dead bodies and it smells like this, I think we'll probably. Do we need to know any more?
Well, there's clearly. Yes, but in the interest of good journalism, we need to press on more. I mean, we could go right now try and make our way to the authorities, but I think they'll just get in the way of denying me my scoop. I want to make sure I get what I want out of this escapade, and I want some good pictures to back my story up, playing on the fact that she's ambitious.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, right. Well, it's certainly curious. Well, you've got the torch, he says, playing up his self card. Yeah. I'll let Aurora lead.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in we go.
Yep. Okay, we lead on.
Okay, you enter the house, and immediately are assaulted by, well, in the dark, you can see the room you're in. There's lots of strange, misshapen objects in the dark all around you. You can hear flies buzzing. It stinks. It absolutely stinks of rot and death and just horrific. And yeah, there's if it is furniture, which you're fairly sure it's not. It's been made by like somebody who would make H.R. Geiger weep.
So, can we see recognisable human bits?
Yes. As you sweep your torch across it, you can spot that what's basically happened is somebody's been piling up bodies here just willy-nilly, with no kind of regard to their kind of dignity or anything like that. And all of the bodies are missing their heads. Okay, that is definitely a horror roll.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give that a rating of 4d6. Actually, I'll give it 5. So I need stress resistance rolls against that. So I'll roll first, and I got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16.
Ouch. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, I've got it. Yes, I do believe our professor is trying to get ahead in business.
Oh.
That was so bad.
I've got 1d6 in wit, what do you expect? Oh, and come on, you've just faced a whole bunch of headless corpses, you know. How many
It's all about damage limitation right now, really, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah. It's all about pissing in the wind for me, I think. Because can't see how being ambitious or self is going to help me at all in this. Science doesn't really come into it.
No. 16. What was I trying to beat, Pat?
I think 6. Hang on, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 16. You were trying to beat 16, so you got dead on.
Yeah.
Chris got 3. So Chris gained 14 stress.
I mean, just curious,
yeah.
Jake, what are you actually using and how are you justifying them?
I get courage as a free resist.
Seems reasonable.
And I'm using my self-confidence, basically because it's resisting the effects of stressful situations, in that I'm confident that we're going to get through this and I shouldn't be worried about it. And because you're making awful jokes, I'm using my wit to find them funny to distract myself.
And you got 16. Bloody hell.
Well, I've got courage as a d6 plus 2, self-confidence as a d6 plus 1, and wit is a d6 plus 1. So I rolled 6 and 3 and a 3.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah. Good roll and plenty of pluses. Yeah. Okay, just how fucked am I, Pat?
Your stress is now at 21, which is like, yeah, you are very on edge. You're very jittery, very traumatized. You're probably shaking, visibly shaking. You're not having a good time. Yeah, you're now on 4 stress, so you're not having the best time in the world either. But you're nowhere near as much of a nervous wreck as Chris is.
Yeah. Jay is I'm slightly late for a meeting, stressed.
Yes.
And I'm oh my god, I'm about to die, stressed.
Yeah. Well, 4 points can still net you a trauma, so 4 points is still quite stressed, but not anywhere near as stressed as 21. I think if you saw like an actual like Lovecraftian monster now and had to roll for the psychotic break, you'd probably just go mad instantly. Anyway. Yes, you're just standing there in the room. You can see all these bodies all around you, and then, almost as if to just add a little bit of icing on the cake of this horrific thing, you hear through the floorboards below you the sound of somebody chopping meat. like a kind of
Yep.
thievery noise.
Joy. I'm looking forward to finding out what's down there, aren't I? Just. Okay, so we should probably head downstairs and find out what's going on down there. I turn
There's a
to.
madman cutting heads off corpses. We don't need any more information. I think it's pretty clear what is happening here.
Yeah, but I have to find out. I just got to find out what's going on. I want to get the exclusive.
Yeah, you're
And with
gonna
that,
just
take
be.
a photograph of the headless corpses.
Okay.
And yeah, the flash will go off. And
Yeah,
it will be audible because it's a 1920s flash.
it is a 1920s flash. However, he's still distracted by the chunking downstairs and does not notice.
Okay, can we easily see the way down?
To the storm cellar, you can see what looks like a staircase leading downwards under the main staircase. The door has been taken off. The staircase has been used slightly to pack in corpses, so you'll have to step over them gingerly as you step down the stairs. However,
Okay.
that will be a definite stress roll.
Do you want me to roll for the actual moving down the stairs as well?
If you're trying to be silent, roll for moving down the stairs as well. I'm going to say 3d6 resist because you're trying to move over a very gooey surface.
Yeah, the normal way, the way sort of stealth works as a deceit would be that if you're trying to do something and remain unnoticed, it basically adds 2d6 onto resistance.
Oh, okay.
Succeed the action, then you remain unnoticed and succeed the action. If you fail, then you fail the action and you've been noticed.
This is why I need a paper copy of the book. So, oh god, yes. Okay, so you're heading downstairs then. Make your dexterity and agility or whatever rolls to
Yeah. I use brawn to brace myself against the sides to stop myself from slipping, so that gives me 1d6 plus 2, which means I am going to fail. It's just a question of by how badly.
Yeah.
And then, do you want me to roll that and then the stress?
Yes, it's a resistance of 2d6 then straight off, is it?
Yeah. Well, so yeah, what's you basically? This is sort of comes down to physical things of the challenge. If you were trying to climb a cliff silently, you would whatever the cliff is worth plus 2d6. Now
it was 2d6 anyway because of the corpses on the stairs. And trying to do it quietly gives you an additional 2d6.
But are we making a stress roll against the corpses, or is it purely a physical challenge?
It's I was going to do the stress roll separately to the physical challenge. So,
okay.
Are you going downstairs as well, Chris? Or?
Yeah, I'll follow up. Stealth and silent. Mostly, I don't think I want to be left alone at this point.
Yeah.
Stealth, silent, manual dexterity, and thief. So yeah, 4d6 plus 1.
Well, you missed actually doing it. I get 5.
Chris, what did you get?
I get 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
What do you get, Pat?
14. If it's equal, you win, don't you? Because it's player.
No, I lose because it's when making any sort of deceit or alertness roll, the player effectively is the attacker. So player always must beat the target score in this sort of situation. So I have technically failed.
You have. Okay, in that case, you both kind of make your way down the stairs, and both of you manage to kind of trip up on your way down and do a bit of the kind of tumbly down the stairs kind of bit that can happen
with corpses.
Corpses. As we all know from experience in our day-to-day lives.
Yeah, it happens to me all the time.
And you both land in a heap at the floor, which unfortunately does happen to be a heap of you and corpses, which is going to add another d6 to the stress roll. So I'll say 3d6 for the stress roll, because you were trying to concentrate on walking down the stairs, but then you fell into corpses. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to resist. And you have your wit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of one
His
liner.
single remaining wit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah, I can't think of anything funny about this situation in the slightest.
No, I don't think you can. So did you just? Have you just taken the full brunt?
Yeah, I'll take my resistance as 1.
Right. So you're now on 32 stress. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to have a look over that because it really shouldn't be that much of a disconnect between you two.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it's quite serious because there's a lot of similar roles, and you either have something or you don't.
Yeah.
So yeah, we need to think about that. But yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So you've both dropped to the bottom of the stairs, and unfortunately, in doing so, have made quite a bit of noise.
Yep.
If he gets anything but a 1, yeah, he's heard you. And the door at the bottom of the stairs flings open. The professor is standing over you. His lab coat, the front of his lab coat, is covered in blood, and he's holding a cleaver in his hand.
I was about to say we should pretend to be corpses, and then I remembered they're all headless.
Yeah. Does he say anything?
He looks, at the moment, he looks too absolutely. This is the last thing he expected to see today was any actual living people in his house. However, his expression does go immediately from one of confusion to absolute apoplectic rage very quickly.
Right. I try and shine my torchlight in his eyes.
Okay, make a torch lighty, makey, eyesy roll.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with using my torch, gives me 1d6, and my brawn, because I need to get it in position from the uncomfortable place I've landed on the floor.
Let me just find the
Yeah,
guy.
shift the corpse out off the top of it.
Yeah.
So I would assume that he's just come from a lit room, so actually he's not going to be that bothered
True,
by
but
it.
still, a torchlight in the eyes is going to be worth a little bit of something.
Yeah, I mean, mechanically, I'd sort of think this is a potential attack because you're not actually going to do damage or anything like that. You're just hopefully to impede his ability to act.
Yep. So does he have anything to resist getting dazzled in the eyes, Pat?
Not really. No, he has nothing that he can resist that with. He's got alert, but that's not really going to work, is it? Actually, I suppose he could see the thing coming up, so he can make 1d6 resist with his alert. What did you get? Oh, sorry, he's 6. So
Yeah, I get a 9.
yeah, okay.
So, if you were doing a potential attack, that you would say that'd be 1 point of potential he's down.
Yeah. That was essentially what I would say. And he stumbles back into the room with the torch in his eyes. What are you guys doing now? You can see the room beyond him is actually quite a well-kept room. It looks like the storm basement has been converted into a laboratory with the kind of beigey, greeny walls and everything like that. There are shelves and shelves and shelves of jars of formaldehyde, and each of them have heads in them, in various states of decomposition.
Okay. I'm gonna get up. Is he blocking his eyes?
Yeah, he's kind of.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna get up and basically. Yeah, I do. Yeah, she's a talky character. She's a bit too dim to realize quite how much danger she's in. Basically, I say, Professor, what are you doing with all these heads? What kind of mad scientist are you?
While Or was doing that, I'm going to sort of position myself between the professor and his big chopping knife or whatever he was using.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. Okay, you put him between the knife and thingy. You also notice on the table there are 5 very large syringes, but they are empty. Um, so yes, that would be combat then, wouldn't it? So who wants to go first?
Well, I don't know. Is anyone attacking anyone at the moment? Because I'm not.
Oh wait, no, you're not. Yeah, he's just fallen back and he's kind of blinking in the light.
Yeah, and I've just challenged him for what he's doing.
Yes. What are you doing down here?
I think we were asking you the same thing.
What?
I thought it was pretty obvious, Professor. We're here trying to investigate where these missing corpses have gone, and I've suddenly discovered that you're some kind of hideous butcher. What possible reason could you have for doing this hideous crime?
I'm I'm breaking the boundaries of medical science.
By what? By storing heads? What the hell is in those syringes?
That's for the spinal fluid. No. Trust me. Look. They're only corpses. No living people have been hurt. But look at this. Look at this. And he walks over to the tank, to one of the jars, and he taps the jar like that, and the head inside it opens its eyes.
Okay.
That's incredible. You're injecting the spinal fluid from the corpse into the brain?
Now I need to collect it to put my own serum in, and I can keep the brain active. It doesn't work with the body because the serum flows away from the head, but if I can just keep it in just the head, and then I just need to work on it, because if I can do it then I can put them back on their bodies.
Well,
You're mad. You're torturing these poor innocent people.
No, he's not. He's not. I'm going to. I want to use my sort of science.
Yeah.
The fact that I'm a student, and to sort of like engage him in conversation, start actually talking about how he's doing this, trying to get a grasp on what he's doing, so rather than a confrontal situation where we're confronting him, I'm turning it into a situation where he's talking to people in a normal manner.
Okay. He's kind of looks a bit bemused. I think he was expecting some more violent reaction from you. And he says, "No, we can. These heads. I found a way to replace the spinal fluid of the brain of the cerebral cortex of everything with a solution of my own devising, which oxygenates it and allows electrical current to continue to flow to the brain after spinal separation, even after death. These heads are alive."
Alive? I mean, not just sort of like muscle twitches. How can you know they're actually alive? Surely they can't speak or anything.
He gives a big kind of smile and just goes, "Watch this," and he taps the the thingy again, and he gets the the medical probe with a little light on it, and just draws it across the tank, and the eyes of the head follow the light.
That's incredible.
I think I'm going to have to give that a bit of a trauma roll. So,
Yeah.
Spooky myself now. Okay. One's particular I'm stressed about, the character mind is da.
At which point does Chris need to start buying trauma cards?
Yeah, I'm just saying that's what we're going to be doing now, because so someone's person in this game can trauma key. Okay, so he's got 2 points of trauma to resist. You both have, actually. So if you both make your resistance rolls against 11.
Well, this is science. Not only is it science, but I can see, if this is amazing scientific breakthrough, and I'm ambitious, so I can see opportunities here.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm
Don't
going to
allow
pluck
it,
up.
you're a sociopath.
Yeah, I'm going to pluck up my courage and my self-confidence and bolt that onto my ambition, because I'm looking at the situation thinking, this is a madman, I can report him and my career is made. So I'm also going to bring in my journalist as well for
Okay.
46 plus 3. But because Chris isn't making jokes, I can't really use wit.
yeah, I think science ambitious. Well, but science ambitious and personal gain above all else. I'm seeing opportunities here, and
Steal his work.
yeah.
18.
Okay, that beats 11. What did you get, Chris?
I'm just rolling it now. Oh, 12, 14, 15.
Okay. Stress to easy to. Okay, now this is the thing. Neither of you have rolled low enough there to actually develop a trauma. And looking at Chris's stress of 32, I think some mechanic should be in place that a higher stress gives you more likelihood to get traumas. So I'll write that down.
It might be worthwhile, Pat, considering essentially, right, an idea could be dropping out of character, looking at mechanics. An idea could be that events cause you to get stress at certain points on the amount of stress you get. So,
Yes.
or maybe at 4, 5, 7, 10, do the same scale as we've got for the CPs per
Yeah.
card. Then you have to roll against that difficulty to not get a trauma card of that value.
That does make sense.
Hmm.
So
Because that will, and well, basically that trauma, getting the trauma card stops that stress. You basically that uses up that stress. So if you do really badly on a stress roll, you get it with a load of stress, and you get one big trauma card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have a look, have a think about that. But the idea of basically you need to roll every 5 stress you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to work out exactly what the role in the game, what we're trying to achieve with the whip, because I've got a feeling possibly it's cropping up too often.
I would say it's, yeah, Chris, I would say it's turning up enough, given the nature of the environment that our characters have walked into. I just think perhaps we're accruing it too much.
To be fair, I am doing it a bit too often tonight, just because that was the purpose of the playtest was the stress and trauma rules. So
because at the moment the stress we're accumulating is the difference between the rolls. It may be worthwhile having a look at other ways of quantifying the amount of stress you get.
Anyway, I want to know what happens. So I managed to keep my greed and self-interest managed to keep my shit together, does it?
Yeah, I think it does. You're just sitting there going, yeah, no, I know I should be going bonkers, but this guy has some pertinent points. He can.
Yeah, while having this conversation and sort of been running along, I have been sort of looking around here. I'm looking for, I don't know, something to tie him up with, possibly something to hit him over the head with, because I'm still perfectly aware we're in a very awkward situation right now.
Standing there, he seems a bit wrapped in his own attention, and you can tell he's never really had anybody who understands science to really talk about this bit with before. And he's just looking at it, and he's just going over things, and he goes, the problem is, I've only ever been able to use corpses. There's, a limit to the amount of time that a brain can survive after death. So I can't know if there's any cognition. What I need is somebody who had just been killed and just died just then, and I could take their head and then he stops talking.
You could do it with rats. Yeah, train a rat to use a maze, and then kill it, and then test it.
Rats can't. You mean like teach it to run a maze and then kill it?
And then see whether you can do it, you know.
Proposition. I hadn't thought of that. That's a better solution.
Yeah. Pat.
Yeah.
As the professor got ambitious as one of his life cards.
Yes, I believe he does.
Then the way, if you want him to shrug that off, then you could basically go that a rat is thinking too small.
Yeah. That's kind of where I was going with that. It's like, yeah, but a rat can't communicate how it's feeling to me. A rat can't like tell me what the experience is like.
No, you're absolutely right. I would sort of like try and catch Aurora's eye and sort of nod towards this sort of hatchet or whatever, meat cleaver, on the table.
You're closest to it, though, aren't you?
Yeah, you said you got into it, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be very shit with it.
Yeah, so am I. I mean, I've got an awful lot of soul stuff. I'm really good at persuading people. I am pretty bloody useless in combat. Is there a light switch nearby?
Yes, there is. Yeah, if you're still sticking by the door, you can.
Yeah. I'm going to hit the light switch as one action, and then bring my camera up and flashbulb the bastard as my second.
Okay, fair enough.
So I think we're probably in combat.
Yeah, I'd imagine we were. You're going first. You've got the drop. You've got the element of surprise.
Yeah. So yeah, flicking the light switch is a free action unless you want me to roll for it or use potential to do it.
Happily slap the light switch if you've been kind of walking over to it while he's been coming to the realization that he can kill you both and reanimate your heads.
And then basically all I've got is, well, I want to bring the camera up quickly because I know if I wait too long, then he's going to move.
Yeah.
So I'm going to basically, that's my camera for 1d6, and 1d6 plus 2 is worth the strength of the brawn, because it's not a small thing to move it. I'm trying to think, could I...
I mean, I think you're stretching it, you know, realistically, you know, bringing your camera up, it requires brawn to do effectively. It's, you know, it's not sort of camera you're going to be carrying around with you, is it?
It's your character item.
It's mundane.
It's mundane. Right, give me a second. Because it did just fall down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, I don't need the... I just need the bulb to work.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. The bulb could very easily smash. I'll allow it.
Chris, do you reckon I could use my courage?
I would say no as GM, but Chris is the creator.
No. It's a group decision. You know, that's the whole point of the game. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but that's why, because Pat's just said no, so the other
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, the argument is whether courage allows... What you're trying to do is trigger the flash and bind him.
Yeah.
Now, is courage actually going to allow you to do that better?
No, not really. So yeah, 1d6. 2.
Okay. I don't believe he actually can resist. He doesn't have anything he can resist with, and he's in the dark, which means that he's got a few thingies against him anyway.
Yeah, we can't see it coming.
Yeah. So that's a potential attack, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So that takes away 1 point of potential. But however, Chris, you would also have to resist against it because it's a flash in the dark.
Yeah. I'm relying on the fact that I've seen her before, and I've got cunning, and sort of anticipated this.
Yeah.
I can't really. It's not really manual dexterity shutting your eyes, is it?
No, not
So
really. I
No,
will,
reflexes would be a good one.
yeah, so I'm going to go cunning on a d6 plus 1 for 6.
cool.
What did you get, Jay?
2, so you're fine.
Oh, well, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I got 2.
Okay, Jay, who are you going to nominate next?
Well, I've
Right.
only used one of my potential,
Oh, yes, that's right. You've still got more to do. Forgot about
so I've still got plenty more that I can get on with. So I've just flashbanged the bastard, and then we're now in the dark, yeah?
that. Yeah, you're now in the dark.
Ooh,
Draw me a Thompson machine gun and let him have it.
I don't have a machine gun. All I've got is a really heavy torch. Would have been quite clever if I brought a pistol, but she's not that type of character. Other than just walking up to him and trying to melee him, there's not a lot I can really do. And in the dark, it's just going to cause more problems. So I actually need to turn the light back on to be able to do anything.
Well, it's going to help me.
Yeah. So in that case, I mean, there's only so much I could prepare with if I were to hang my action from here. As it is, I could recover and still be at where I am. So I'm going to turn the light back on.
It's crazy disco lighting in here.
Yeah, turn the light back on. Is there anything nearby, like small objects?
Head in a jar.
I don't want to throw a head in a jar.
Not really. No, there's just the syringes on the. No, there's the corpses in the corridor. If you want to pull a bit off one of them.
Is there literally nothing, no heavy object nearby?
No, not really. No, not that I can think of.
Okay, are there any heavy objects in the room?
Yeah, there's jars of corpses. There's the gurney that he was working on the table there.
Okay, is there anything heavy like a small lamp or a smaller glass jar?
There's table lamps. There are some empty glass jars. Could use one of those.
Oh, it's big enough for a head though, isn't it?
Yeah. You can pop it on him.
I'm not going to stick it on my head. I'm not trying to encourage the man.
On his head.
Just go and threat him with the torch.
Yeah, can I mosey to him?
Yeah, you can mosey to him. Yeah.
Okay, do I need to double mosey or just single mosey?
You only need single mosey. It's not a very big room, so.
Okay, I single mosey. I then recoup, and I'm basically what is how is he got a free resist? I'm assuming, yeah.
Yeah, he's got alert as a free resist.
Righto. How would that resist me punching him in the face?
He'd be aware of it. He's only got. Hang on, what's his dynamic potential is 4, his static potential is 2, but you did a potential attack on him. So, how much potential did you lose from that? Just 1, or?
Yeah, just one from flash, wasn't it? Yeah.
He's only got 3 dynamic potential now, 2 static.
Okay, I am going to hit him in the face with the heavy end of the torch. So 2d6 plus 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you specifically picked a torch to use as a weapon. I was going to say it's not an ad hoc. Yeah, it's ad hoc, but it's not, is it?
No, I specifically said this thing is heavy.
Manual dexterity.
Yep.
Which gives him 2d6 plus 4. But because he can't see, does that alter anything, or is it just potential?
No, I mean you've done the potential, so he's sort of already done, taken the penalty.
I used it for a potential attack rather than a status effect. A status effect may have been more sensible, but it would have only lasted this round anyway. 8.
Okay. 1 static. 1 thing. He got 11. So.
And lots of fudge.
Yep, so we're going to miss. Okay. And he used 2 more potential up to do that?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't know why I put those fudges in there. So, hang on, actually, he's got more than that. He's got,
Clear it and re-roll it.
Sorry?
Yeah.
What did he get, Pat?
15.
Okay. How much potential did he use for that?
One static, one dynamic.
Okay. I'm going to hit him again. Same again. 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. He's going to do the same resist, so 2d6 plus 4.
Mhm.
Oh wait, hang on, his alert is free, so it's 1d6 plus 4. But that is static, so does he still spend potential on it if it's static?
You can't have a static as a free resist.
Right, that's because it's an old character setup. Okay, then in that case he doesn't, I'll just say he doesn't have a free resist when he's using alert. Okay, so roll that, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12. So now he's both his potentials and 3 dynamic.
Yep, 9. So he's out of potential, yes?
Yes, he's got 1 dynamic potential left.
Okay. Chris, you're up.
Yep. Okay.
I wasn't going to be able to hit him, but I should be able to make it so that he can't resist you.
Yep. I'm going to recoup the 1 I've already spent. Grab the cleaver.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I want to do is mosey up to him, and basically I'm relying on the fact that he's being distracted by this crazy woman flashing lights in his face, trying to hit him over the head with a torch. So I'm trying to come up behind him, so I can use my cunning along with my manual dexterity, and also my stealth and silent, because I'm trying to not be noticed as I sort of this blow is going to be most of its effect in that he doesn't know it's coming.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Stealth, silent. I'll be stealth, not silent. So I'll be plus the cleaver. I assume the cleaver's counting as a normal d6, not an ad hoc.
Yeah, it's a 1d6 weapon. It's big. It's designed to cut heads off. So it's it's a.
Yep. Okay. So I'm going for 4d6 plus 2 then.
He gets 1d6 plus 2 resistance. He got 5.
That's a bit shitty. I got. Actually, sorry, I've just realised I've cocked up. I've spent potential I don't have. I can only do 3 of those. So, do you want me to re-roll? Or randomly deduct 1 dice?
Randomly deduct 1 dice.
Okay, roll a d4.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll roll a d4 and we'll find out.
Starting from my left.
The 5 there.
Oh, fuck it. So that's 8, 9, 10 then.
Alright, well he only got 3, so 10 is still good. In fact, let me just check that. Let me bring him up. I think he's just lost. Yeah, he's lost his memory and his problem solving.
Yeah, well, I've just stuck a cleaver into his head, so I should bloody well hope so.
Yeah.
And I shall recoup 1 remaining potential. Oh, fuck it. I'll just go for it. In the head again with the cleaver for a d6.
Okay, well this time he's got 1 dynamic potential left, so he can resist that, and he's going to use his manual dexterity, which is 1d6 plus 2. He gets. Come on.
3. So I can't beat him.
Yeah, no, you can't. So he dodges out of the way as you on the back swing with the cleaver there.
Yep.
And
obviously I've got to nominate him.
I've got to nominate him. However, he has got no potential left. So
recoup.
He's going to recoup 2. Yeah. He's going to turn around, and he's going to use his dirty fighting. And his. Can he grab something as a free action?
Yeah, I mean, you allow me to pick up the cleaver as a free action and things, so...
In that case, he's going to use his dirty fighting to try and grab a syringe off the table and basically jam it into your neck. So that would be an ad hoc weapon. So is that?
Normally it'll be an ad hoc weapon, but because he's got dirty fighting, it becomes a normal weapon.
Right. So yeah. So that's
2d6.
2d6.
He's
Yeah.
only 2 potential to get 2d6.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah, 2d6 plus 2. So 1, 2. Roll. He gets 8.
Yep. I don't see that being a cultist, student, or thief is going to help me in any way. Or science or mathematics of occult. So yeah, I'm on a 1.
Okay.
So how much did he do?
He did 8.
So that's 7 points.
7 points of damage. Yeah.
Ow!
It's the end of the round, so he can nominate anyone.
Apart from himself.
Apart from himself, I'm going to nominate. I'll go for Jay again.
So Aurora's up.
Aurora.
Okay. Alright, so I mean, here's a problem with the character build I've got. I've got nothing to spend my statics on apart from my paths. And actually, I've just been flicking through the paths. While I really like Aurora as a character, she is really quite useless in a fight.
Yeah, joint club.
She is really useless in a fight. I do love her as a character concept, but yeah. So I'm recovering 2 potential, and then giving him brawn and a torch upside the head again for 2d6 plus 2.
Okay. He can only resist with his. No, he can't resist. He's used all his potential
up.
I think you've actually just killed him.
Well, let's find out. 2d6 plus 2.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you need to get
9.
He's dead. Yeah, well, not dead, but he's
down and dying.
Yeah. You bring your torch up, and you bring it right down on the wound that was already made by the cleaver to the brain, and it kind of causes the wound to open.
Yeah, I've basically knocked the man unconscious, properly unconscious.
That was an unconsciousness smash.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
Yep. So we're out of combat. No, I only took a bit of damage. Okay, so do you want to call it there, Pat, or do you want to?
Yeah, I'd like to call it here.
We went over a bit there, and I'm sorry about that, but
No, it was worthwhile.
Yeah, I'll definitely look over those rules because yeah, there is definitely something wrong there. And
double check the character because you've got a static as a free resist as well.
Yeah, I've changed that now, so that's.
Pat, take a look at the Road to Petra and what I've written about the.
You've got stress there, haven't you?
Yes, I'm just trying to think. Where's the playing the adventure bit. Yeah, so look at the playing adventure bit, which has got stress effects, health and healing in there, because that mechanism works okay, but it works because it happens very rarely. It will only be 2 or 3, probably 1 or 2 things during each adventure. So it's a different way of approaching the problem, because I think what one of the problems is that where say you've got 2 characters like me and Jay massively mismatched. If we were making quite a lot of rolls, that difference really accumulates very quickly. But if we're only making like 1 roll in an adventure, it would be far less critical.
Yeah. Oh, as I said, I was doing them a bit more than you would see them because of the nature of the playtest. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. I'll have a look at that.
So yeah, I think this is something we need to think about. And okay, right. Right. Do you want to sign us off, Pat?
Yeah. Oh yes. There's people watching at home. Sorry about that. Yes. So that was our 66 playtest for this week. We were playtesting 66 Lovecraft with a focus on the trauma and stress effects. I'm going to go away. I'm going to do a bit of a rejigger on those rules, and we'll do another playtest next week. Hopefully, we'll have some more characters with more diverse builds, so we can see how they work with characters who are a bit different. That was all from me, Patrick King. There's Chris Tregenza and Jay Foster. Have a good night.
Bye.